You know what time it is? You know what time it is. It's time to wake up.
The opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
Guys, what is going on and how does the internet treat you all today? Oh, sorry. Got me on a little bit of snack break. Snack break or not, man, the glorious, glorious weather that I celebrate today. It's hard to believe it's New Year's. It's hard to believe that it's New Year's and there's not snow on the floor. It's hard to believe that there's New Year's and we made it. It's kind of crazy. This year's been rough, man. This year's been really tiresome. This year's been it's taken a lot out of people, you know? Just with the move alone, for me. The move alone was pretty crazy. But then, you got other things going on. Giving up your career to move to a new state, to a new town. Moving to a town the size of your graduating class. The new year. The new year is going to bring new things to me here. You know, half these guys here, half these people here don't know what I'm about. They have no clue. And I'm not going to force myself upon them. Because sometimes I feel like I'm the new kid at school. And, when you don't know anybody at school, you start introducing yourself. You start meeting people. I don't know. Maybe I'm just taking it too serious. Maybe I'm taking it to heart. But by the way, got something for you. We travel back in time. Look at that, to the 1880s. You know, we're here at the famous Old Tombstone. And it's pretty cool. It's a theme park for kids. It's a theme park for adults too, actually. And I happen to be sitting right here at a Southern Pacific caboose right now. Let me move this back so you guys can get a look at what I'm talking about. Pretty cool, huh? Railway stopped running here a long time ago, guys, but that's a whole nother story. I'm not here to teach you history. I'm not even here to tell you about any of that, but I am to show you my beautiful little town and what it has to offer. You know, when I decided to move into a resort slash, excuse me for a second, guys, while I set up our camera. Mind you, I lived in Hollywood and I lived in Long Beach, and it never quite felt how Tombstone feels. You know what I mean? Tombstone has this energy about it that is very nostalgic, and it's very one-on-one. Since I've been here, I've met a handful of people. I've met some really nice people, and I met some people that, you know, they just don't know me yet. They don't understand like me. But we're gonna have a smoke, and we're just gonna hang out for a little while. But they're gonna be doing a show here, so we're gonna be moving because, you know, they don't really like the smoking around the show. Well, you all showed up and you've made it here, and it's obviously nice to see you for this brand new New Year's Day that's going on. New Year's Eve, maybe. I hope you guys make it. Let's make a deal here. There's going to be no DUIs, there's no drunken people, and there's no one dying in a funeral or a car crash. Okay, let's be honest with each other. Let's make this new year worthwhile. So when I moved here to Tombstone, I thought about a few things. Car crashes. It's kind of funny you should say that. I think you're more ready to get a side-by-side accident or hit a deer than you are actually a car accident. I've put less miles on my car now that I've lived here, driving to and from town every day, coming and take care of the business that I take care of my wife. And at the same time, I would never trade any of it in. I mean, any of it. I gotta. Very true, very true. And if that's the kind of train you're into, this might not be the show in the middle of the day that you're looking for. Okay. But you know, here's the idea. Man, I want to find a place to smoke, but there are a lot of people walking around today. And it seems like for some reason today, Tombstone's haunted. Did you know that?
I'll take your picture.
It's pretty cool, huh? Used to be a train station at one time. Now, it's our library. I know, right? Hey, we're still educating no matter how you look at it. There are books and there are videos and there are DVDs and there are other formats that are being pushed out there onto our friends to help our friends. And there is still a newspaper in my town. So something about that tells me that people are still reading. They're still getting into things like knowledge and power. And this means that these books that are going to be held here are going to help young. You know, and we have a place across the way called the Book Nook. And when a young man or a young lady wants to learn something and they have no clue about, they can come in and get this book free of charge, and they can possibly get a skill. And maybe if there's someone in this town that knows what they're doing, they can share that skill with them. It's really, really, really cool. And it's a cool thought to think of. You know what I mean? When most of us are moving into a new town and you're that new kid, how do you assimilate into the group of people? Look, it is very difficult here because these guys are all cowboys. They've been doing this for 100 years. They don't need some new Hollywood kid showing up with his wild ride, right? Or do they? Oh, you're back already. Oh, imagine that. I thought you left. I'm going to kind of stick closer today. We're not going on the long stroll that I've been taking you guys on because the audio's been confusing, and I've had a few people tell me that it's just plain confusing to them. So I thought I would just share it by grabbing a few spots that I enjoy and chat for a little while, predominantly in the shade. Here we go. The shade of this building is going to do exactly what we're looking for, right? Yes, 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 yes. The Rose Tree Museum. What a cool thing, right? You know, most of the people aren't even aware of what a Rose Tree Museum is. The wild part is that when you read these placards and you look into like what people did and how they brought it here, man, I'm blown away. And I just love that about my little town. This seems like the perfect little spot in the shade. We don't got any doors open. We're not gonna annoy anybody right here. So I think we're in the running right now. I know you're telling me and you're asking me, what is this running that you speak of today, Mr. Cruz? Well, you know, I'm out here in Tombstone and I'm standing out here on the street. And I thought I'd share with you guys a little bit of fun. But you know, sometimes you just gotta make things happen in a different way. Imagine that. We came. Good morning, Wayne Palmer. Another Wayne to the two Waynes. Man, we're awfully cool about this whole thing. But are you the Tombstoner? I am the Tombstoner. It has been some time now since I thought, what better than to share with you guys a real well a time and effort. It's an artist out of California that makes these one-hitters right here that look like a cigar. And I bought one prior to leaving California. And when I got it, I realized it works. Got the whole cigar vibe. The whole thing is, I'm going to roast this before we get a whole bunch of people running by. Think how cool this is for one moment. I want you to travel back in time with me. We're not going to go very far back in time, but we're going to travel far back in time enough where you can actually imagine for a moment. Wooden promenade. These wooden promenades right here, people have been walking on these sidewalks for hundreds of years. Narrow streets, narrow building fronts with tall tops to it. Occasional sign that says something of importance. Then comes the carriage down the street. Next stop, Bisbee. They take a trip to Bisbee bi-weekly. That was in the 1800s. They would take these carriages. Now we make that trip every day in our car. Fuck, it's nuts. It's nuts. It is definitely an old way of living. And I'm going to show you what makes the old way of living just a little more intriguing to me. You got your cars. You got all your cars. And then you got your 2 horsepower, a wagon, pulling folks down the street. Welcome to Tombstone, y'all. Well, I don't get it, but I love it. I love it. I love it. Where does it come from? Is it a gene that we have hidden deep inside us that makes us remember of a time before? Or is it just that it's different than what we live in at home? I'm curious. I'm curious to see what people think, because a lot of the time, you know, people just look at it like it's a make-believe. Well, it is make-believe, guys, but it's right here in my backyard.
Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. NOSER Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine, and she is spreading that education across the North. Activism, referrals, resources, and more at NOSER. Don't be a jackass. Say no, sir, to propaganda with NOSER. Find them at www.nocer.ca.
Honestly, what would a town be if it didn't have a tattoo shop? You know, the last town I lived in had more tattoo shops and more bars than it had business. There in Tombstone, there are a lot of bars here. Tattoo shop. Now, I haven't been into it to see their work. I don't know if they're good or bad. I couldn't tell you. I just know that it's cool that we have a tattoo shop here that, you know, goes back to some times that maybe we could remember. Or maybe not. I don't know. What do you suppose?
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
When you were promised adventure in your life, when you came here, what I'm talking about, you were promised this great adventure that you were going to witness and be married and have children and have the greatest life of all lives. Some of us choose to live in that parallel life. Some of us who moved to Tombstone, that is. So yesterday is a funny story. I woke up. I did not want to wake the wife up. I decided I would put on my 1800s clothes because they're in my office. And I would go to the Dollar Tree dressed in my 1800s clothes because, well, I didn't want to wake her up. I walked around the market realizing no one even gave a crap. Everybody was dressed like that. So the whole point, I love my town. I really do. I really do. Let's walk. Sorry about that. I had to take a moment, restart my brain for a moment. Well, I figured we would have a stroll. And the idea that I'm looking for when I came here, someone told me, if you retired in a town, what would be your dream? And I said, I want to move to a town that doesn't have a stop sign. Then I thought, no, we need to have order on the streets. I want to move to a town that doesn't have stop lights. Suddenly, I live in a town with no stoplights. I got to tell you, I freaking love it. Something about it. Even the order at which we all drive and take care of our business on the street is something to be totally revered. I'm going to walk with you guys. We're going to take you down. We're going to take a seat. We're going to find a good place to sit because at the moment, I'm out on the corner right now. That's right. I'm standing out on two of the craziest corners ever. Fifth and Allen was always very notorious for what it did. But today, as I stand here, it's not quite the same. We don't have outlaws. We don't have horses, but we do have cowboys walking around. And these guys are definitely looking for trouble. You can always tell that. I am going to walk you down to Fifth and Allen, or Sixth and Allen. Sorry about that. The most dangerous street in all of, that's right, Arizona. It was deemed the most dangerous street in all of America all the way up until 9/11 happened. Can you imagine that? All the way until 9/11 happened? Jeez. Well, we're going to have to walk the populace, y'all. So you know what we're going to do? Instead of walking through the populace and driving some people nuts, we're just going to give you a little commercial break. I hope you guys hang in there. And remember, your help is definitely needed and your support is needed here in this community. And we love you very much. And stay tuned.
Tune in daily to NOK Network's diverse podcasting lineup. Ganja News Update, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Tara Simpson and Ron McNabb. Waking Up with the Wayniac, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific with Wayne Cruz from sunny California. Grow 420, Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern with Ron McNabb. Psychedelic Reporters, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Hobbies Puppets and Tara Simpson. Peace, News and Views, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Sir Stevo and Kim Cooper. Thursdays we have Open Your Eye with Kim Cooper and Tara Simpson, 8 p.m. Eastern. Followed by Thursday Night Vibes at 9:15 p.m. Eastern with Master and Mama Rochi. The IWK 710 Daily Sesh airs 7 nights a week with our rotating joint hosts, nightly at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for tuning in to all the podcasting on NOK Network.
Discover the treasure trove of flavors at Miss Jolly's Munchie Factory. Satisfy your cravings with our award-winning treats. Follow us on Instagram at Captain Rogers 705. Let Miss Jolly's Munchie Factory lift your spirits. Experience the comforting embrace of our freshly prepared soups and infused cornbread.
Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. No Sir Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine, and she is spreading that education across the North. Activism, referrals, resources, and more at No Sir. Don't be a jackass. Say no, sir, to propaganda with No Sir. Find them at www.nocer.ca.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimated Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyendinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Hold it in, feel it in your wrist.
Smoke Signals, Tyendinaga.
Check us out in Tyendinaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tyendinaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com.
Now we get back to the show.
Wow. Streets are busy right now. Got a little bit of noise and hubbub on here. How I imagined it to be in the 1800s. People doing their business, carrying their laundry to and from, getting their groceries. What a crazy thought. It hasn't really changed. Standing in front of Big Nose at Kate's Saloon. At this point, you guys might not know who Big Nose Kate is, or maybe you do. There's this gentleman by Doc Holliday. Mr. Doc Holliday dated Big Nose Kate. Now, the whole thing with Big Nose Kate is she didn't have a big nose. No. She was a Romanian lady, and the whole thing was that Big Nose Kate was the first Karen of her time. She was in everybody's business, and she knew everybody's business in town. Hence why she was Big Nose Kate. Kate would always get in people's business and tell on people. And now that we have a bar, a saloon dedicated to Kate and all of her ladies, wow, man, come on. Thank you, Arizona. I appreciate that.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimator Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyendinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set.
Smoke signals. Tyendinaga.
Smoke signals. Tyendinaga.
Smoke signals. Tyendinaga.
Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram.
Smoke signals.
Go ahead,
Tyendinaga.
hold it in, feel it in your wrist.
Smoke signals. Tyendinaga.
Check us out in Tyendinaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tyendinaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
Pretty cool, huh? Can you imagine that this was your transport every day to and from the office? You're running late to the office. Get the carriage and let's go. It didn't kind of go that way. You wanted to go to Bisbee. Well, we go there every 2 weeks. It's the thought that this was our mode of operandi that we got around in. We traveled around the nation. Man, how cool is that? It is definitely pretty cool that we still have this piece of history that we get to share. At least we get to share with people. It's loud. It's busy here, man. The hubbub is going on, and I do love it. But I did promise you guys I'd bring you down somewhere, and I brought you here. The Cowboys right now are out working, and I'm trying not to step on their toes. So we're going to try to work around them while they do their job. And I'm going to show you guys one of the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Powerful pieces to the story that we're always talking about. Once again, I'd like you to close your eyes and think for a moment. Think about the dusty streets. 1885, the sun is blazing, and you're out taking care of your business. You're going to stay at the Grand Hotel, or maybe Buckets of Blood, depending on what you wanted to call it at the time. How freaking cool is this? And look, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to sneak a look because I don't want to get shot. But these guys over here are working tirelessly every day to give you a show, to give entertainment for our cool little town. And I always let them know thank you. I know they look at me like, will you shut up? But I'm always intrigued. The fact that these guys get out here daily. And listen to that. It's crazy. There's people on our street today. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Are you frantically pounding away on your keyboard these days? To discuss your views, share your passions, teach a skill, or share a craft to the masses on social media. Podcasting is a bright light that can help you reach a diverse audience. And the NOK Network can help. Even if you have no experience, NOK Network will work with you to develop your content to air on our diverse network to reach a wide audience, allowing us to grow together. Podcasts are aired on multiple platforms simultaneously across social media and streaming sites live through our network. Contact us and let's chat about how we can help you develop your podcast and join the NOK team.
You showed back up. I thought you guys were going to leave by now. Let's adjust this. Oh, much better, huh? Little side street. We're facing Tough Nut right now and the Good Enough Mine. I decided to come over this way to get away from some of the hubbub because the street is really full right now. Man, I'm actually surprised at how full the street is right now. We don't get that all day long. I come up here and I don't see all this. You know what I mean? So for me, well, yeah, they have been around for hundreds of years. Sorry about snacking your comments. If we want to be honest, tattoos go back to the Dark Ages and go all the way back to you know, caveman and Neanderthal man. Yeah, and I think as an American who's grown up in school hearing all these great stories, and we've been raised on the idea of Wyatt Earp, and we've been raised on the idea of Doc Holliday. It is rather wild to live in a town that is they look at them a little differently, and I think it's very cool. I think what it does is it gives us a little bit of character that other towns might not have. If you do get a chance to come down to Tombstone, you should definitely check it out. Even if gunfighting and cowboys aren't your thing, there is so much more here to offer. There's restaurants, breweries, hotels. I mean, you could possibly have whatever you're looking for here. I mean, literally, you're going to want to go on a vacation and you're looking for a nice place. You got the Rust House across the way. The Rust House has been around for a very long time. I believe, if I'm correct, that the Rust House used to be a boarding house back in the 1800s. I don't know if this is, don't quote me on that. But what I will say, what is cool for me, is that I've gone all over this place and I've met all kinds of people. And as I've been meeting people left and right, I'm talking to more and more people. And there's a lot of stoners here. Feels really good to know that there are a lot of stoners here. We have quite a few stoners here, and it's nice because sorry about that. I'm trying not to drop something on the floor. Please. How about that? Without dropping and making a mess. 2025. Is this going to be weird or what, man? It's like this is gonna be my 25th New Year's anniversary with my wife. 25 years. Holy crap, man. A lot has happened in 25 years. In 25 years, the changes that we've seen, I know you're probably thinking nothing's changed. No, there's been a lot. Just look at the technology that we're carrying, the technology we're using. That is enough to let us know stuff's changed. Then right around the corner, as we look at what's going on here, I live in an old town that they're constantly working on to bring it up to date, to make it fit in. And the whole idea is, how far do you go with something before you take away the essence of it? Now, I'm talking about you and me. How far do we do this when we're getting plastic surgery and we're getting tattoos and we're changing things that gets away from the essence of who we are? I don't know. This isn't my whole idea is not to teach you or give you some esoteric journey, but my idea is to definitely let you know you can find fun in every corner that you go. I mean, the adventure, man, I live in a town that they told me is full of old folk, retired folk. Okay, I was told that there's no children in this town. Well, I call bullshit because I've seen children in this town. I've seen people in this town. Now, as a retired man, I will say there are some changes that are going to require a little bit of gig, right? Right? You're all right, sister. You're all right. It's facing this ugly guy. So, for our information, anybody watching, I do not shoot the public. It's not what I do. Shooting the public is something I did when I lived in Los Angeles, but I no longer live in Los Angeles. I live here in Tombstone, so I don't shoot the public. So I keep the camera faced at me, so you guys don't have to deal with the public. And also helps with model releases, and it also helps with people who are on the witness relocation program. I'm sure a few of them are probably hanging out here on vacation and don't want to be known. Could you imagine that? Being on witness relocation, coming on vacation, getting seen on a camera on a stoner thing, and then the mob comes trying to kill you because it almost sounds too good to be true. All right, back to what I was doing, kids. Got a little sidetracked on here because I was messing around with some buttons and playing with some buttons, and I had totally forgot to bring you guys along the way today with me. My God, man, what are you doing?
Well, finally made it out here. Problem is the heat is absolutely terrible. And then I ran into these gents. Oh, they take all the fun out of the game. Well, come out to Tombstone. Check this place out. It's actually pretty wild. They say it's where history actually happened. Personally, I haven't seen no history yet, but I'm ready to make some. Get out of here!
Just make your history when you get the chance. You know, in a town that is notorious for stories, and a town that is fabled for stories, and a town that is made by stories, I urge each and every one of you to get outside and make your own story and get your own agenda going on. Because if you're not living, you're probably going to be pretty damn unhappy. And that's why when these stories and these fables are being told, it's so important for you and me to believe in them. And, you know, even if it's a story of Wyatt Earp or whoever the story is, it's so important that we keep this going. Now, you know what's weird to me, though? You know, Wyatt Earp went on this crazy death ride, chasing down the guys who killed his family. And he killed 7 people, and he got away with it, and then became a national hero. So it goes to show you that only in America anything can happen.
Imagine in this day and age that when you have an outhouse problem, that it's pretty simple to solve. You just got to reach in there all the way to your elbow, and you just got to slurp up a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes when you're drunk, you should definitely keep the camera away.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimator Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyendinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set. One dab, only really need one dab. One dab.
Smoke Signal is a medical dispensary where you can get all your products and needs.
Start vaping a whole bunch. Might just start laying up the blunts. God. Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram. Go and hold it in, feel it in your ribs.
So come and check us out in Tyendinaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tyendinaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
If you need a fix.
Discover the treasure trove of flavors at Miss Jolly's Munchie Factory. Satisfy your cravings with our award-winning treats. Follow us on Instagram at Captain Rogers 705. Let Miss Jolly's Munchie Factory lift your spirits. Experience the comforting embrace of our freshly prepared soups and infused cornbread.
Well, as you guessed, time does not stand still in this little town. Why should it? It is a hustling, bustling town, after all. We are a hustling, bustling town with the internet and all the problems of every other town, all the way down to drama and drunks, race cars, and crazy kids in schools. We're a small town that's active. No, Tombstone was not filmed here. It's not a movie set. This is a city, y'all. Now, if you want that, LaSalle Studios is the place to go, and that's where they filmed it. You can go and see all of Tombstone and all of its glory there. But here, this is our town. Some of it's commemorative. Some of it has plaques to remind us of what we're doing and what we're here for. And some of it's just painted up to look the part. As a local, I started to really compare my life in Los Angeles and the speed that we were living. And I realized there is absolute no comparison. The comparison that we hold on to is the fact that I have nicer neighbors. I'm able to communicate with people on a different level. Everything's a little bit slower. There's no traffic. In Los Angeles, all I wanted to do is pull my hair out and punch people. And man, it feels so good to be in a place where maybe some of them get me. Maybe some of them don't. I don't care. I'm a homeowner. Therefore, that means they got to deal with me no matter what. Because unlike half of these people, I bought my house outright. Where a lot of these people are not. Now, we're going to take a little walk down here past some people. So we're going to set up for another commercial break. And I do appreciate y'all coming in and seeing this right now and hanging out with me.
What we have here, the GSX 7775. It reaches speeds beyond all magnificent speeds. It will get you to Night City in no time at all. That's right, if you order now. But just wait, there's a whole lot more.
My commercial ran out, and you guys ended up getting the best or the worst of it, depending on how you want it. Well, look at this. Something. We're standing out here on Tough Nut. Tough Nut. You know, I was told that this street has a legend unto itself. The story in the legend is that if you could make it from 3rd Street to 6th Street without getting robbed, raped, or mugged, you're a tough nut. And this was a street that travel, so that wouldn't happen. I don't know. That's what I was told. Don't know if it's true. It's all because of this guy.
Looky here. I made it to the most famous place in the wild, wild west. The OK Corral. Do you know what happened here, yes? Of course you do.
Well, no, I don't. What happened here?
The OK Corral. It is a place that they celebrate a triple homicide every day of the week, where these 4 brothers decided to have a shootout with a bunch of bad men.
Okie dokie.
No, the OK Corral.
Okay.
Yes, it's that, the OK Corral. This is a famous corral where they would hold horses and all kinds of things.
Right.
1 hour later.
Here, right at the spot.
No, it didn't actually happen in this spot. It happened around the street in a dark alley.
So it's the not okay, but okay.
Well, it is okay, but not necessarily here, you know?
But it's over there.
Well,
okay.
Yes, it's a dark alley around the backside of the building. Everybody knows this. Well, maybe not everybody
So
knows
it's the okay alley.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Well, I didn't move. There's something about this intersection right here. I don't know. Kind of like it. Kind of like a lot. So, we're coming close to that time, and you guys have hung out with me this morning. And, You haven't booed me. You haven't thrown things at me. Or if you have, it's probably going to be all over your computer screen. I would definitely think about that so you don't hurt your computer screen, because the stuff that you're throwing around is the stuff that's going to get all over. You know that them already. So what's going down? Talk to me. If you guys know what's up, I would love for some information. What is your 2025 going to be about? Are you guys going to party? You guys going to dance? Going to take your clothes off? You're going to have fun? What is going on? I am so curious to hear, because everybody has a different take on New Year's. I'm going to a party, but I don't know if I'm going to stay long, just because I don't know. I haven't figured that out quite yet, I think. We're going to turn this way because the madness is going here. There's people walking by. There's cars going by. It's going to get a little noisy here. Sir, let's go to commercial. Right behind me is this really crazy stuff called Ocotillo. Ocotillo. It's totally evil. Ocotillo is what we use to stop cattle. Barbed wire does not stop cattle. Ocotillo stops cattle. Kind of wild, huh? So when people talk about coming over the border and invading America, you have to go through Ocotillo fields and sagebrush fields. You make it that far, holy crap! I don't know, man. That's pretty nuts.
Birdcage Theater. That's right, the Birdcage Theater, Tombstone, Arizona. This little building showed up in 1881, and they showed the acts of all the troubadours from across the United States. All the way from Shakespeare, all the way to the dancing girls. There's a reason they call it the Birdcage, after all. Some of the finest deals were made here in this here building. Some while playing poker, others while watching the ladies of the night. Birdcage Theater, Tombstone, Arizona.
I do hope that your New Year's full of rock and roll. And I do hope that you guys party like rock stars. I do hope that you're safe. I do hope that no one goes to jail or no funerals, because that would ruin the whole beginning of something that's going to be epic. This new year brings a lot of new things for us. Let's make the best of it, guys. And I know that all my friends are streaming and having all new kinds of shows. You're going to be able to see new talent all over the place. Whether they're streaming to just show you an idea or they're streaming to actually impart an idea. Guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining our adventure. Thank you for joining all of us.
In the 1800s, these here streets weren't as nice and as fancy as you see them now. In the 1800s, there were disputes in the street by young men, outlaws and cowboys or ranch hands. Sometimes you'd have aristocrats throwing their best bet at that, but not as much as you think.
Still here. You haven't left yet. That's okay, because I'm still here too. And I think the message that I got for us today, let's try to do good. Let's try to make this new year something better. Because, it's going to get old if it doesn't, and you're just going to repeat yourself.
So you probably were thinking, what brought you here? Could have been a car, could have been an airplane. Could have been plain and simple. Desire for some adventure. Got this problem with cards. Maybe you need an intervention. Enough said? Enough said. Enough said. Carry on.
I love this place.
Well, it's fine weather today.
It is indeed, sir.
It's not so hot.
Oh, perfect time for you.
Oh, it looks like you missed your taxi.
You didn't leave yet. You're still here. Don't you have something better to be doing right now? Something more important? No. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for making this new year just a lot of fun for me. I'd like to thank the NOK Network for giving me a place to come up here and babble. Kim, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. We're going to figure out this whole internet thing, guys. And when I do, you're all going to be in trouble. I'd like to thank the Misfit Island. I'd like to thank Keeping It Green. I'd like to thank the Grow Fam. I'd like to thank Sir Steve-O. I'd like to thank all of my friends out there in the internet. Hobbies, the Puppet. Guys, you know who you are. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you just a little more. Because with you and with you by my side, it makes life just a little more fun. See, the small endeavors are the ones that always end up being the big endeavors. It's kind of like when you're mad at the microwave oven for being mad at the wife for not answering the phone on time. You get my point. Gotta go. Well, this is the end. This is that part where I tell you guys, thank you for hanging out with me. But I just did that. So you guys know where to go now, right? You know where to go now? Do you? Do you know where to go now? So, the bank, would it work?
No, Stagecoach is where it's at.
But they're moving and you got to catch up with them.
No, it's the Stagecoach, trust me.
But you can get the lock boxes in the bank.
No, haven't you seen, that movie, Stagecoach and the Furious?
Happy New Year, all.